Good evening. Welcome to Deep Relaxation with Bryan Nupp. Have a great class.
Ariom, welcome everyone. Thank you for taking this time to set up a sacred space where you can practice the art of deep relaxation. My intention as a yoga teacher and space holder and facilitator is that even virtually we can create a space where we feel safe to release and relax. And we all carry stress and tension in different ways. And this will just be a nice reminder for us to reset, release stored tensions, and allow for energy and love and peace to flow through us ever more freely and unobstructed. Without even really having to think about that too much, our yoga practice, and by practicing yoga, by observing our thoughts for this next hour together, it will show us where the work is to be done, both in body and mind. So be patient and loving with yourself. Be patient and loving with me here tonight, and I hope you have a beautiful practice. We're going to set the space, so to speak, by chanting Om together 3 times. And I dug back into some notes to maybe kind of clarify for some people that aren't familiar with chanting, or for people that just maybe want that reminder of the origin of the sound Om. Now, this is a really deep and esoteric subject that we'll kind of just try to explore from a very base level. So Om is basically this primordial sound of creation. Even in scientific research, there's ambient noise that comes from the ground, and there's ambient noise and vibrations in the atmosphere. And so this ambient vibration of all life could be thought of as Om, this pervasive sound in all creation. And when we chant Om, this creates a very special and peaceful harmonic frequency within our beings. This resonates throughout our entire body, even at a cellular level. And doing this a few times or even just continuously, you can feel how, if you observe, you can observe how you feel before the chanting and afterwards. And it's a very beautiful practice for connecting with your heart. So when chanted out loud or silently even, this vibration of Om is going to do its healing magic. Okay. So we're just going to exhale completely, and then we're going to watch our breath for a moment. Watch your breath as you breathe in. You can have your eyes closed or just pointed down to the tip of the nose. As you exhale, observe the breath. Observe your body as you exhale and ground yourself here in present moment awareness. Observe your energy levels now as you breathe in. Observe as you continue to get more objective, grounded, clear with every passing breath. We're going to maintain this same objective breath awareness as we open our class and set the space with them. Exhale completely. Exhale and feel your lower belly drawing in. Empty the vessel. Exhale, exhale, exhale and hold. Inhale deeply and reach your hands overhead, connecting with heavenly, virtuous energy. Observe a breath in between. Twice more. Exhale completely. Set your intention for creating a peaceful environment within and around you as you inhale for overhead. Reunite, realign, recenter. Exhale, relax the hands down. Let the palms stay face up in your lap. Breathe in one more time for our third round of Om. Inhale now. Blink your eyes open. And we're going to start with some eye movements called Nidra Vyayama, literally the stretching of the eyes. And we're going to train our eyes, which through technology and over time can become damaged or strained. We're going to repair our eyes through this practice. There's also sort of a deeper symbiotic relationship between the eye movements in different areas of our subconscious mind. Areas linked to dreaming and memory and so forth. And so we're going to start by looking at a point. If you imagine the face of a clock, look straight up at 12 o'clock with your eyes stretched straight up. Take a nice deep breath in at 12 o'clock. Relax the forehead if you can. Just focus on the eyes. Let the face and head remain centered. And as you exhale, just exhale in a clockwise fashion in a big unobstructed circle all the way around for your full range of vision. Exhaling down 1 through 6. Inhaling up 6 through 12. Let your whole body remain relaxed. Just the eyes are active. If you can make 4 circles in this direction. And then we'll pause and switch. Nidra Vyayama is a great way to not only train the eyes, but to train the breath and mind. If you notice there's any pain in any area of the eyes, if you're wearing glasses, remove them. Set them down in a safe place. If you feel any pain or pinching in the eyes, see if you can just gently narrow that range of vision and slow down over any areas that feel blurry. Complete that next circle, close and relax the eyes. Even scrunch up the face and then relax it. Do that 2 or 3 more times. The face relaxed. Good. Exhale completely and open the eyes. Inhale, look up to 12. And exhale slowly, counterclockwise this time. Make that circle in the opposite direction. If your concentration is really poor or if your mind is racing, you could even use a finger. Follow your eyes around. Do your best if you can to just let the whole body remain still and poised. Just stretch your eyes. No shame in if you find a little help from that finger. your awareness on the movement. Eyes come to 12, relax them, close them, clap the hands together. Now start to rub the hands together and get the hands nice and warm. Keep your eyes closed. Once your hands feel sufficiently warm, you can warm them just a little more. And then cup the warmth of these palms over your eyes and breathe in deep. Healing comes from within. Feel your eyes relieved, refreshed. With the warmth of your hands, relax your face. We're going to come up to standing now for some sun breathing. So when you're ready, you can make your way up off of your mat. If you do have some yoga blocks, those are going to come in handy. I'm going to grab mine now. These yoga blocks, or even the edge of a chair, are going to be something you can rest your hands on during the forward fold of our sun breathing. So just start by taking a few steps on your mat. Just gently shake out your arms, relax your shoulders, and then find a connection between your feet and the floor. You can shift the weight forward and back into the ball mounds of the feet and then the heels. Keep a soft bend behind the knees. Make sure the knees aren't collapsing inwards, but keep the arches of the feet lifted, pressing down through the outside edges of the feet. Become aware of the navel and that sacred energy center, the hara, right below the belly button. This is where our center of gravity is. It's different for each of us, depending on our physical dimensions, but this energy below the belly button, this is where we'll find the source of all of our vital energy and physical balance in our bodies. Stand tall here in Tadasana, the mouth and shoulders relaxed, feeling energy flowing like water down from the peak of the mouth, through all the tributaries, your veins in your arms, nerves, and your feet connected to the floor. The ultimate the front of the head reaching tall. Feel as you breathe in, feel this length through the torso, lengthening from the waistline. And feel that vital energy, that inner fire ignite below the belly. Exhale, let the hands touch in front of the chest in Anjali Mudra. Inhale, reach the hands up and overhead. Stretch the front of the body, press the hips forward. And then exhale, hinge from the hips without rounding in the back and fold forward. This is where the blocks are nice to have, especially if your hamstrings or lower back are tight. And if they are, there's an interrelated cause and effect kind of relationship there between hamstrings and lower back. Be aware of that vital center below the belly button, the hara, even as you fold forward. You can even just take a moment to inhale up halfway and reset. Engage through the core and the torso. And then exhale, surrender the torso forward, hinging from the hips. You might just bring your forearms down to a chair. Relax the shoulders, shake out the head and neck. Inhale up halfway, one more time. Feel that length through the spine, crown of the head reaching forward, hips and tailbone firmly rooted. And exhale, release. Inhale, return to standing. Standing tall, hands reach last, up towards the heavens. Exhale, palms touch and hands rest in front of the chest. That was one cycle of sun breathing. We're going to do 4 rounds total. So we'll do 3 more rounds. I'll guide us through the next 2 out loud, and then we'll just do 1 silently on our own. So all together when you're ready, come back to standing, and exhale, hands touch in front of the chest. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, hinge from the hips and forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, a little bend in the knees, release. Inhale, return to stand. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, hands in prayer in front of God. Inhale, repeat. Exhale. Very important, don't round through the back. Keep the spine long and the core engaged as you fold forward. Inhale up halfway, reset. The spine is long. Exhale, release. Press back down into your heels. And inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands touch. Return through the midline. Rest. One more round, silently on our own. Exhale to begin. Good. Shake out the arms when you're finished. Inhale, shrug both shoulders up. Palms turn forward. Big breath in. Hold the breath in. Open the mouth and exhale. Release the breath out. Again, closed fist. Shrug the shoulders up. Long, deep, purifying breath out through the mouth. This last time we're going to make a noise like the sound of wind, like that wisping wind today. It's going to make a long shh sound. We're going to inhale, squeeze, fist closed, shoulders up. Exhale, fingers open, release. More time, just like that. Sacredness of your space. By releasing anything that you no longer need. By releasing any addictions or obstacles on your path. Whatever those dense things are, thank them for teaching you. It's now time to release them. New energy. Go ahead and shake out the hands. Give a good shake. Shake out the shoulders and hips. Everything nice and relaxed. This shaking can constitute a whole practice in itself. Really great early in the morning to get the circulatory system up and running. All right. Good. So we're going to move into a Warrior 2 series. We're going to move from Warrior 2 into a couple of different variations from there, including an extended angle or side angle warrior and reverse warrior. And then we'll finish each side with a nice side body stretch pose, triangle pose. So this foundation for our Warrior 2 starts by being just a wide angle, maybe about 6 to 8 inches outside of the shoulders. All right, want a nice wide stance, but not so wide where we feel the knees locking up. In fact, I'm going to start with my right foot, and I'm going to turn my right foot out. Now, immediately, I want to make sure that this right knee stays stacked right over the ankle. It would put the knee in jeopardy or at a higher risk of injury if this right knee collapses inwards. So we want to keep this knee lined right up with that back arch of the foot. So I have a heel to arch alignment in the feet. You could also have a heel to heel alignment. You want a nice supportive stance so that the hips can remain open, just like when we were in this wide angled stance with both toes forward. All right, this part of the hip stays here. I'm simply going to open and rotate through that right leg. In doing so, I'm going to sink the weight forward through that bend, knee over heel, and voila. That's it. This back foot, a lot of practitioners advise that back foot remains at a 45-degree angle just to help keep the hips in alignment and to keep that left knee safe as well. All right, now back to that point, the hara, that point below the belly button, this vital life center. This is where core engagement happens. So I'm going to draw into my core, into that vital energy, and I'm going to lengthen through the torso. And now I'm going to express that energy out through the hands in Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2 pose. You can always do a check back through the hands. If you check back, make sure that knee stays stacked over the ankle. If you want to, you can bring that knee just right over top of the ankle, a little bit of a deeper bend. You probably feel that stretch through the hips and maybe even in the inner thigh and groin. This is another great place to train the eyes. You can look out in front of you and focus in on one fingertip. And then look at the point furthest away from you on the wall. And then focus the eyes in on that which is close and that which is further away. So practice just a sort of an aimless stare in a way, just an openness and a gaze in a direction. Maintain that length and stability in the core. And then when you're ready, you can bring a hand down to that top knee or a forearm down. And we're going to start lengthening this side body by reaching up into an extended side angle. We want to really try and keep the hips pressing forward here. Make sure this knee doesn't collapse forward. Keep the feet firmly planted where they're at. Relax. Eyes can be turned down or up. Feel the breath, expansive and unobstructed, move through the torso. As you exhale, return back into your warrior two. Inhale, reach that right hand up as you stretch into a reverse warrior. Keep that same core engagement as you lengthen through the torso. Exhale back, warrior two. Go ahead and bring the hands down to the hips. Now I want you to take that back foot and I want you to walk it about a half a foot forward so that your stance narrows to just outside of your shoulders. We're going to maintain that same alignment with the feet, heel to heel or heel to arch. I'm going to bring just a little micro bend back into that front leg. You can see it's much more straight than it was with the warrior two. Just a little bend so that I don't hyperextend that front leg. All right, little bend to protect the knee. And now I'm going to start to press this left hip back. So there's a shift that's happening this way. Go from tall and standing, left hip shifts back. I'm trying to, again, keep the hips open here. I feel a deep stretch in that inner thigh and groin. And I'm also starting to feel the lengthening of this left side body as I come into triangle pose. Again, if you have a yoga block, it might be nice to take a yoga block or two and stack them so you have something to rest a hand on. Bringing a chair to the inside edge of that knee would also help you bring a hand down and keep that knee from collapsing inward. So a block or chair could be a great tool or prop to assist us here. Through the spine. Ready, press down with that front foot. Slowly come back, hands on hips. And we're going to go ahead and just turn this whole thing around, and we'll do the same sequence on the other side. Before we do, both sets of toes face forward. Just drop your hips side to side. Listen to what your hips are telling you. Can you feel that difference in the left side body and hip and the right side body? Definitely know I. So I'm going to go ahead and move the operation this way. So this time I'm going to turn my left foot into the front of the room. By having my left foot forward, got that heel to arch alignment. My right foot comes in at that 45-degree angle. Knee is bent, knee over heel. Now I'm going to redistribute my energy back through both hips and live in that area beneath the belly button, the hara. Lengthen through the waistline. And then hands right at shoulder height, expressed right through that heart. Warrior two. Bring in the eyes here. We keep the eyes closed to an internal sense of transition now to that extended side angle by either just bringing a hand down and straightening that back hand or bringing that left forearm down as you reach that right hand up. Again, trying to keep the hips open here, right? Maintaining that kind of figure through the foundation, through our legs and hips, through our gait. And starting to focus on that side body stretch through. One deep breath in. As you exhale, press that right hand back. Reverse warrior. Left hand reaches up. The core engaged, waistline long. Exhale, bring the hands back to hips. Go ahead and walk that back foot up just about a half a foot or so, narrowing the stance. Make any adjustments you need to for triangle pose. Just a slight bend in that left knee this time. Hip still open. I'm going to start to slide my left hand down as I press that right hip back, adjusting the width of the triangle as needed. Again, you might just have your hand right here above the knee. You might begin to slide the hand down to a block, or if you have that chair, you could bring it over and rest a hand on a chair for a little more support. Observe your breath. Observe your mind while you're here in triangle. Let your breath move through you. Let your breath occupy any spaces. Need some fresh circulation. Need some. Hands to hips, slowly rise, bending that front leg and press down. Turn both sets of toes forward. And just shift the hips side to side, forward and back. Feel how all of that space we've created in and around the hips and lower back. Observe. All right, so that's all for our standing sequence. We're going to come down onto our mat now. And bring us down here. So when you get down to your mat, you might want to bring a strap with you if you have one. So we're going to start with some basic forward folds. And again, a couple of things I want to highlight is try and mitigate the rounding of the back. In fact, when you come to sit on the floor, I immediately grab some blocks, a foam roller, something to bring underneath the knees. This is going to help us define those sitting bones a little bit easier instead of sitting on the lower back. So many times we sit and we end up like this, and this hurts our back so badly. Instead, we want to try and find those sitting bones underneath the posterior and sit on those, and then lengthen the spine to sit up tall. All right? Even just sitting like this is a yoga pose, the staff pose. You can just practice sitting up tall here. All right? I like to have something underneath of my knees so that when I'm moving into this forward fold, it gives me just a little bit more release in my lower back. You might find that just keeping the legs flat on the floor works better for you. If you're having a really hard time being here, also sitting up on something a little bit higher is going to make this a little bit easier. All right, so with those things in mind, we're going to inhale, sit up nice and tall, hands reach up high. As you exhale, lengthen through the waistline, just like in all of our work so far. If you can reach the feet, great. If not, you can use a strap or band to hook the feet here. We can start to come down slowly into Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Even if you wish, bring a little movement into this forward bend practice by inhaling up and then exhale, find your edge. Don't push or strain, but inhale back off. And then exhale, relax into the pose. We try to keep our backs as flat as we can. Down completely. When you're ready, inhale slowly, reach with the crown of the head, sit up tall. At the peak of your inhalation, lift the hands. And then exhale, go ahead and lower the hands back down. You can remove your blocks now. We're going to go ahead and lie down on the floor. Go ahead and come down to the floor. I'm going to grab If you need a little support for the head or neck, grab a pillow or something. If you have your hair up, you might need to take it out. Go ahead and just begin by hugging just the right knee in towards the chest. Give it a little bit of pressure and then try and keep this right glute sitting good, anchored forward and down, even as you start to hug the. See if you can just do the movement with just the legs. Then maybe you like the legs. Do that 8 more. That knee in the chest really good. Go ahead and extend opposite leg if you can. If it's a little too hard to keep the leg straight, you can always grab one of those blocks and bring a block underneath of. We're just going to simply bring this knee across the body and open that right hand out to the side. I'm going to use my left hand to just keep a little pressure on the shin as I draw the knee across. Try and keep this right glute anchored back. 4, deep breath. Ready, slowly release, switch, bring that right hand across, and just open that knee out to the side. Again, it might be nice to have a block here to support that knee. Right back in. Set the right foot down. We're going to go ahead and switch and practice on the other side. Right. We're going to go ahead and hug that left knee into the chest. And just like we started, I'm going to just get a feel for that hip flexor and what its response is to a little bit of movement. Squeeze and give it a little pressure and then relax. To try and keep my hips level as best I can. All the while maintaining that relationship of awareness with the heart and the vital life center below the belly button. If you want to, you can do a few of those leg extensions. Breathing in, out. You do 8 to 10 in total. Awesome job. One or two more, and then when you're ready, give that left knee a great big hug. Bring that left leg at a right angle. Okay. And then bring that right hand across to the left shin and draw that left knee across the body. Keep those shoulder blades on the floor. Keep pulling with that left glute back towards the floor. Exhale completely. That in breath. Open up that left hip. Switch hands. Let the left hand guide that left knee out to the side. Keep it to rest supported on a block. Just being held. For the breath. Take awareness beneath the belt. So remain connected to the point. 8 and 7. Chest. And when you're ready, go ahead and plug that left knee back in towards the chest. And go ahead and set that left foot down. Go ahead and step right foot up next to left. Just windshield wiper both knees side to side. All right. So I'm going to give you a couple of options for the way we can work one or two more sequences in. I'm going to give an option for a bridge pose sequence with the alternative for a restorative bridge or constructive rest, depending on what it is you feel like. Sometimes we feel like we benefit a lot more just from rest, release. And sometimes we feel like we need to burn off a little bit of heat, so to speak. After the discipline of an active pose, it helps us find that true center also. So whatever you feel like you might need, whether it's a little more heat and sort of finding stillness in action, or whether it is your action is stillness, I'll leave that up to you. Just want to go over these couple of poses real quick. Before our bridge pose, all right, I'm going to keep a nice alignment just inside the shoulders, feet, knees, hips, shoulders, all relatively in line. I'm going to draw the shoulder blades together, and I'm going to press down into the floor with the feet, obviously. What I'm also going to do is try and pull the heels in. What that does is activate not just the glutes, but the hamstrings also. So I'm going to take a nice deep breath in, pulling the shoulder blades together and tilting the chin away from the chest to try and create some space there in the throat. And then slowly exhale and press the hips up high. Press down through all parts of the feet. Keep the hips level. And then as you press the heels down, squeeze the heels in towards the hips. If you want to hold in that active bridge, you can stay there for upwards of 2 minutes if you want. Restorative bridge, you can use the help of a block or a cushion. Come up in the bridge and just slide that block underneath of the sacral spine. That's about 2 or 3 inches up from the tip of the tailbone into that part of the spine down there. A lot of people with back pain find a lot of release here. If it doesn't work for you, okay, you can come from restorative bridge to that final option, constructive rest. But this time, and you're probably here because you want to just chill out, or maybe because your back is bothering you. And we're going to step the feet out and let the knees stack inward. That's going to help the back receive some extra blood flow, healing there. So whether you're here on constructive rest, whether you have a block underneath for restorative bridge, or whether you're still finding that focus in an active lifted bridge, we're all going to maintain the same breath awareness. Watch and measure the breath as it flows in. Observe the breath as it flows out. We're ready. Slowly come back down into constructive rest by lowering down and or removing the block. The knees just stack together for a moment. Palms stay turned up. Gently rotate the head and neck left to right and right to left. The head and neck relax completely. 3 deep breaths here. Feel balanced, grounded, peaceful. We can close our physical practice with one nice hip opening pose, a happy baby pose. And you can find a similar release by just hugging the knees into the chest. But if you reach the arms to the inside edges of the legs and for the bottoms of the feet, or even just to wrap the hands around onto the outside edge of the shins, or even just to have the legs wide with the arms around and the hands bound like this, we're going to really find that deep release in the inner thigh here, groin muscles, and also in the hip flexors. Try and keep your lower back on the floor as you rest here in happy baby. You can do this with bent legs, or you can straighten one leg, and then you're going to access this deep stretch down the back of the hamstring too. Try to keep the face relaxed, keep the breath steady. When you're ready, you can slowly bring your feet back to the floor. Go ahead and try and straighten your legs here if you can. Keep that little bend in the knees if you need that support for the lower back. We're going to transition to our guided relaxation and meditation component of the class. So you're already in a good position. If you want to remain lying down, you can simply relax the arms out to the side. You can pick one arm up and then the other and just let them relax completely. Do that similarly with the legs, hips, back body, and the head and neck. And basically just find a comfortable place to relax here. Any adjustments you feel like you need to be completely relaxed and comfortable. Take your time making any changes to your environment, adding layers to be warm and cozy. Your eyes remain closed. Begin to scan with your mind's eye through the body, performing the body scan. Exhale completely and bring your awareness down to the tips of your toes. And as you inhale, just begin to scan over the tops of the feet, over the bottoms of the feet, the ankles, up with the shins and calves, up into the knee joints, up the sides and edges of the leg, scanning and bringing peace and awareness into the feet, knees, and legs. Bring this peace and awareness up into your hips, your pelvis, meeting at that vital center, the base of the midline, starting at the tip of the tailbone and perineum, and moving up to the heart. Feel this point of light traveling up into the solar plexus and midline as you scan and breathe in. Allow your awareness to rest above the heart. Feel the heart rise, chest, heart relax. You breathe out. Peace, the grief and sadness. Release any anger, the lower vibrational energy. Feel instead the power of love. Love for that which you love. Love for that which you love for that which is most love for simply love's sake. Feel that bright light in the center of your chest, radiant and light. As you relax more deeply, scanning through the shoulders and the shoulders and arms, hands unclenched, spacious. You can bring your awareness to the body, back up the base of the throat. You can even gently cough to clear the throat or swallow. You feel that energy pass down along the back. Feel the throat relax, uninhibited. Feel the jaw and face relax. Feel a peaceful, a serene expression across the face, the eye, the cheek, the nose, the lips, ears, forehead, hairline, mouth. Peaceful and open yourself. Feel the whole body relax. Your mind still. And even just begin to observe your thoughts, like wind or a breeze passing through the treetops. You can even imagine thoughts as leaves blown from the trees, as they pass downstream. But you are the ever-present awareness, the eternal observer, the knower, the seer. Simply observe your thoughts, be unmoved, perceive deep peace and feeling. Now imagine from an objective view, you could even see your own body resting where it is now. Imagine seeing your body and see the area around your body, like an energetic suit. See it now, silvery or gold. Feel the energy flowing around you, unobstructed. If there's anything you can perceive that looks like maybe it's a bit foggy or dark, or just doesn't belong, or got caught somewhere along the way, you can sort of, from this third person view, objective awareness, just dust yourself off, so to speak. You feel that clear energy moving through your space now, dusting off anything might just need a little extra love. So that feeling light energy occupied at a cellular level. You feel those three main points of light below the belly button, at the heart center, and at the crown and third eye. Illuminate now. And as you breathe in, feel those points of light shining brightly. Open your eyes slowly. Begin to move your body again. Feel yourself awakened, vibrant, yet grounded and peaceful. Take your time. Experience your body. Fresh air, vibrant, grounded. Take your time, poise yourself, and then return back to a comfortable position or remain alive for as long as you watch your breath. As we open the space, we'll now close it and center ourselves by chanting Om together. Daily. Stay conscious vibration. Inhale, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace. There you go with peace. Hari Om. Thank you all so much for taking this time. Join us and celebrate a practice of peace. Keep watching your breath. Keep practicing.